Yes, we're back with another one, 245 Sports, and myself, Dens, and all caps.
Yes, we're back, bro.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a quick breakdown of the fight that just happened, Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. So yeah,
Yes.
Tommy Fury came out on top via split decision. Yeah, I was shocked, man. I was shocked.
Let me check my bet. Is it Betfair? Am I even allowed to say that? They might say advertising. Let me check my account, man. See the winnings coming. Yeah, I got some money in there, man.
yeah, man. Made a nice little change out of it, but
Yeah, exactly. Thank you,
it,
Tommy.
it didn't pan out the way I thought it would.
No.
To be honest, I thought Fury just going to go there and dominate Jake Paul from start to finish, but that was an even, well contested bout from round 1 to round 8.
I wouldn't say even, but
Okay,
I think
yeah.
I think Jake showed a lot more heart, and credit to Jake, he's improved a lot more over the years. You can see the improvement in his boxing game and his boxing fundamentals. And the first round, both of them came out very nervy, very stiff.
Mm.
Like you could tell the occasion was, especially Tommy, you could tell the occasion was really getting onto him. He just rushing everything, and he was trying to stick a move, but he just looked too stiff. And then Jake looked a bit too cautious. Like he's in there with a real fight, and I was just like, what am I gonna do? Like I need to, if I do too much, like with Jake, he usually a bit more gun ho. I'm going for it, but this time is a bit more reserved, looking like he's trying to pick out his shots. So I was thinking, okay, that's smart because he's recognized that okay, I'm in there with someone who's actually a trained killer, who's actually a boxer. I can't just go rushing in because you will catch me. But I gave that first round to Tommy. I think he just worked the jabs more, but there's a lot of clinching. A lot of clinching.
A lot. Yeah.
And I think the clinching was exposing both of their lack of inside game. Because neither of them were really working on the inside when they're close up. Sometimes you try to throw little hooks in and create a little bit of separation with the elbows and throw an uppercut. Nothing like that was happening. It was more clinching and then like a bit of wrestling. And then the referee as well, I think the referee was poor.
Yeah.
Referee was awful. The point deductions were awful refereeing.
Yeah.
That kind of referee makes you think the fight was fixed.
Because they were both doing, like they were both holding what Jake Paul, what Tommy Fury got a points deduction for, Jake Paul was doing it as well. Like
It was crazy.
6 of one thing, half a dozen of the other. Like they were doing the same thing, but only one man got deducted points for.
Because when Jake got deducted, I thought that was stupid. Saying at least give him a warning.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him a couple warnings, and if he keeps doing it, deduct him. But I think he deducted him for throwing a punch over the head, and that's because Tommy was moving to duck under, and then the punch, Jake was throwing overhand rights, and they caught him at the back like a rabbit punch, and he deducted him a point for that. I'm like, that should be a warning. That's not a points deduction. That's poor refereeing. That was awful refereeing. I don't know where they got that guy from. I think Guantanamo Bay or Cuba or whatever, man. They need to send him back. Never referee again. Awful.
Well, yeah. I will say Jake Paul, I was impressed with more of his intangibles than his actual boxing skill. Because he was taking solid flush punches to the face on a consistent basis, and he was still there. He showed them good stamina. He was tired, but I think to go 8 rounds with an actual boxer, like he done well.
It's commendable.
Round 1 to round 8. Yeah, it is commendable.
It's commendable. Like he kept going and he showed heart. And I think this has proven to anyone out there that you can work hard and you can pick up something and run with it. Jake Paul was known as a YouTuber. I'm not even trying to be like on his fan base or whatever, but this guy started off as a YouTuber, built up millions of followers, everything, decided I wanted to be a boxer. And we've all laughed at him. We've all doubted him. You're not really a boxer. You're not this, but he's gone in there with a professional boxer and he's held his own. Yeah, in my opinion, Tommy dominated, but it wasn't so clear cut. It wasn't like absolute utter domination. Jake held his own. He threw a couple good right hands, connected to Tommy. There's one time, I think it was the fourth round. I think for me, I think Jake had his best 2 rounds in round 3 and round 4. The first 2 rounds I gave to Tommy. I think Tommy was a lot more active with the jabs. He was throwing good combinations, and he round 2 he was looking like he was trying to get Jake out, throwing like really good combinations, and he was moving well, throwing jabs. I was thinking, okay, this is a bit easy. This is easy work. At one point, Jake was looking a bit dumbfounded, like, where am I at? He looked a bit lost, like, what is this? This is how it is to fight a real fighter. And then round 3 came out, and I thought that was his best round so far. He looked more active, landing some good jabs, some good punches, and I think he took advice from his corner. They was telling him, throw your jabs more, throw your jabs more, and he started looking for the jabs more. And obviously, Tommy's got the longer range, longer reach, but Jake done well, closed the gap well, through the jabs.
He done that very well.
He did it well.
Because before the fight, we were saying that reach difference is going to be a big problem. Jake is going to find
mitigated it pretty well.
And he was catching him with solid jabs occasionally. But the thing is, they were telegraphed, so Tommy Fury was all over the place.
Tommy was too emotional. That's like, even at the end of the fight, his speech saying, yeah, you know, everyone doubted me and people said I was ducking the fight for 2.5 years and I broken ribs and this is all that's been on my mind for 2.5 years. And there was a lot on his mind. And there was too much on his mind. And I think in the rematch, you probably would see a better Tommy.
Yeah.
Jake is claiming that he had injuries and he was flat. So hopefully you see a better Jake. But I think Jake, for me, this was his most impressive performance.
Definitely.
So if this was him being flat, then I would be invested in the rematch because he's given a good account of himself.
Yeah.
He really has. Tommy, I think, had everything to lose. He needed to win. Everyone was onto him, like, yeah, you know, you're a Fury. If you don't win boxing royalty, you know, you're going to be a bum.
Bro, I was hearing talks that he's going to be left in a caravan park.
That's what his dad said. If he doesn't win, I'm leaving in the caravan park. He's had a lot of pressure from the professional boxers saying, you know, you need to win this. You know, this guy's a YouTube boxer. People completely disregarded Jake Paul's skills and abilities. So they made it look like you're going in there with some kid from the streets. You should wipe him over. So there's a lot of pressure to perform, a lot of pressure to look good doing it as well. So I don't really discredit him for not looking as good as he should have because there's a lot of pressure. Pay-per-view, this is his first headline pay-per-view event, broadcasted to millions across the world. This pay-per-view probably sold 1 million. So it's one of the highest of all time already. And you're headlining it. And you're still a novice at 23. So you have to respect both of them because they're both still novices in the boxing game. And they both still tried. And they've done, this is going to be way over 1 million pay-per-view. And they've done that. They built up the marketing strategy, the way they built up the fight. Everyone was invested. I usually don't watch these fights because I'm thinking, YouTuber, I don't really care. But I was invested.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to both. You could see like Tommy was more experienced in the sense of when he took punches, like he would come back. When Jake Paul would take punches from Fury, he would cover up.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't see where the other punches are coming from. So you're ducking one, you're not looking. So that gives Fury the encouragement to throw combinations, and that happened a couple of times.
I think Jake was acting like the way he was moving is like, you know, when you first start sparring and somebody bangs in your face, and you start covering up because you're thinking, but I don't want no more punishment. He was moving a bit like that.
Yeah.
And Tommy should have stepped on the gas and pressed the action more when that was happening. Because my man's like this year, he's not even looking at you because like you've hit him, he's turned away from you and he's covering up like that. That's when you should be digging into the body, working on him. But Tommy was kind of like looking for openings and hesitating as well. So I think Jake earned Tommy's respect with his punches as well because Tommy was not too quick to jump in and try and take him out. So you have to respect Jake for that fight, man.
Yeah, 100%. I think, maybe it was the nervous energy, but Fury, he didn't feint enough. Like we were saying about him covering up, Jake Paul covering up. I think Fury could have done more to feint him into that position. So feint like you're going to throw the right hand, which would make Jake Paul bring up his hands, and then there you can work to the body, work around his guard, that sort of thing.
I think it was round 7 where he actually tried it, where he kind of fainted right to the body, and then Jake reacted and then he threw a short uppercut. And I was like, that's a beautiful punch.
Yeah.
And he tried it a little bit, but yeah, like I said, I'd love to have seen it more throughout the fight. A bit more technical nerves, a bit more, ring generalship. That's what I thought was lacking. His ring generalship wasn't really there.
Yeah, he should have outsmarted Jake Paul a bit more. The difference in boxing IQ should have been clear, and for me, it wasn't.
It wasn't evident. The difference you could see one has trained longer than the other.
Yeah, because you saw like a lot of the wild punches from Jake Paul, throwing himself out of position, looking a bit amateurish at times. You saw that. And yeah, with the amount of time he's been boxing, that's to be expected. And with the
Jake. So what was it?
No, I was just gonna say with those punches, he was trying to get a KO. Like he was trying to really hurt Tommy Fury with those wild swinging punches.
Tommy should, like you could see, like you said, Tommy looks the more skilled fighter, but you couldn't tell. Apart from that, you could you could see the skill difference, but in terms of ring IQ, I'm surprised Tommy hasn't really developed that yet. When his brother's Tyson Fury, who's got one of the greatest ring IQs you've seen, you'd think Tyson would be passing that kind of advice to his brother, but not everyone picks up those genetics, I guess, because it was missing sometimes, and too much clinching.
Yeah, way too much. I don't know. People with long arms, they tend to find it harder to fight on the inside. And people with short arms tend to be better inside fighters. Maybe it's that. Yeah, that's something he needs to. Well, if he wants to continue in this boxing journey, that's something he needs to improve.
Yeah, because I think I only saw him maybe like again round 7. Round 7 was his best round for me. I think he did well in round 7. That was his best round. He completely dominated. And there was a point where he was on the inside and I see him throw like a hook to the body. That's thinking, okay, you could see little things that he knows but wasn't implementing in the fight. And yeah, for me it was just it was interesting. It wasn't a bad fight. It was interesting.
Yeah.
And round 8, that drop when Jake dropped Tommy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man dropped him with a jab. That's a raw.
Yeah. To be honest, like I guess I kind of had a preconceived idea of how things should be. And maybe that kind of shapes the way I thought the fight should go, or it did. So that's why I was a bit more disappointed in Tommy Fury. Because like I said, I thought he was just going to come out and just dominate Jake Paul. And that was far from the case, even though he did win in the end.
He did what he had to do.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do. But I hope I want to see the rematch, because I think the rematch for me will tell me where they're both at as boxers. I think this one was always going to be very emotional, very nervous energy, because it's such a big event. It's been building for 2.5 years. So I can't. If I was judging Tommy purely based on this fight, I'd say he's a terrible fighter. He's not going to make it in the boxing world. He's going to be a supermodel. He's a good-looking guy. He's got muscles. Quit. I would say that. Because I didn't see anything that made me think this guy's going to go long in his boxing journey.
Yeah, like he's got a lot to work on, and the money he's making, you're making what 7 M's fighting Jake Paul. Are you really going to be training hard, training like you're broke, to go and fight better caliber fighters? It just doesn't seem feasible to me. So yeah, I don't see him going far in boxing, to be honest. Jake Paul, I want to see the rematch, but if I was Jake Paul, I'm not going near Tommy Fury, because I think in a rematch you would only get worse, because Fury was nervous. And now he knows that he can beat him. I think he would just beat him more convincingly. I think
he'll stop him.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped him. I think Jake Paul should fight. There's talk of him fighting Nate Diaz. From Jake Paul's perspective, I think that's a very good fight. Fighting a smaller man in a pro boxing fight.
I think he beats Diaz.
Yeah, I think he'll beat Diaz. Diaz is much smaller, and Diaz hasn't fought pro in boxing, so I think that's a great fight for him, and that sells out as well. That is a big money fight.
Yeah, he'll knock out Diaz. From his performance today, he's knocking out Diaz. He's knocking out
Hands.
any of them UFC man.
Diaz, I think he even. I was gonna say, I think he even beats McGregor because of the size. Only because of the
Only
size.
because of the size. Only because of the size.
He's much bigger than McGregor.
I think that'd be a good fight.
Yeah,
McGregor versus Jake would be a good fight because McGregor has some fundamentals and he's got that left, but the size difference.
Mm.
And the thing with
Yeah.
Conor, his engine, he went 10 rounds with Floyd. And even though Floyd wasn't pushing it, there was times in the fight where he showed a little satin. That'd be a good fight. Jake
Yeah.
versus Conor, that would be a good fight.
Yeah, and the money, whatever money he made against Tommy Fury, double that, triple that,
Triple that, yeah. Because
easy.
Conor's going to come with the talk.
Exactly.
He's going to come with the leprechaun suit, The build up to that fight would be crazy.
Crazy.
I think, they should make that fight. Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul. Let us know who you think's going to win. I'd put my money on Jake.
Yeah, I think Jake would win. Just surely, purely because of the size. That's all.
Jake, like from this, what I've learned today, Jake is not bad. He's not bad. I'm not going to put no disrespect on his name again. He's not bad.
No, he's good.
Because if Tommy Fury can beat boxers fighting like this, I reckon Jake can beat some of these boxers as well. You know, the ones with the mad records, like 16 wins and 22 losses or whatever.
Oh, yeah, some of these bin men, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon Jake will beat some of these, man.
Yeah, definitely.
He could definitely beat some of them because he's got some fundamentals. But the thing with him is he needs to stop being so square on.
Yeah, his feet are. It's like he's wearing cement shoes, man.
Yeah, he looks heavy.
On his feet.
And when he gets punched, you could tell he's hurt because he turns away from his fighter. I'm like, if Tommy was trying to actually hurt him badly, it could have been a problem because you're turning away from my man to your side. You're not even looking. You're not aware of where he's at. And it's only because Tommy's hesitating and he's probably breathless as well that he's not attacking you. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, interesting fight. Good event. Yeah. I guess the man I thought he was going to win won. Got a little paycheck out of it. Not mad.
I'm not Arab money, but I got some money.
Yeah, man. And yeah, we'll see what the future holds for both. Like I said, Fury, I don't think he'll be a serious boxer. He's not going to make this amount of money fighting better, like bigger, better, stronger men. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think he'll be done really trying to be a proper pro. And Jake Paul, to be honest, I think his stock's risen. I think his stock has risen. And this doesn't take away financially from any future fights he can make. Whether it be the
I think
rematch,
it's probably, like you said, it's risen.
Yeah, whether it's the rematch or find one of these MMA guys, the money's still there if he really wants it.
Because people say, you lost your first fight against a real boxer, you lost, but he didn't disgrace himself.
Yeah, and some people are saying he won. I don't think he won, but
no, he didn't win. No chance.
There are some people that can argue. I don't think he won though.
Yeah, no chance. I don't know how they even formulate the argument. It's even hard to formulate arguments that he won a round, apart from the 8th where he dropped Tommy, but Tommy came back and dominated that round as well. So only 2 rounds. What are you saying?
He did hurt Tommy though. One left, I think it was the 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
One solid left hook. He hurt him.
And Tommy went back like that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Tommy put his hands up a bit more because the whole fight he had his hands down.
Yeah. It's them heavy arms, like.
Yeah, because he's trying to keep it up. Because if I hold it up, he's gonna get that lactic acid in his arms.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
He should be a model, man. He should just quit boxing and be a model.
For real.
Because I don't think. Yeah, just quit and be a model because he's a good-looking guy. Don't mess up your face fighting proper Donnies, man.
Yeah, because
get your rematch in, get another 10 mil.
Think about it. The first, Beterbiev just fought Anthony Yard for what 3 of the 4 belts in the light heavyweight division. Beterbiev probably didn't get more than $1 million, if that.
You'd be lucky if you got $1 million.
Yeah, be lucky if you got $1 million. And Tommy Fury's getting 7 to fight a YouTuber, a so-called YouTuber. So yeah, it just the numbers make it seem like it's not really worth the grind, basically.
It's crazy because that $7 million he's made is more than most boxers make in their whole life.
Yeah,
he's made in one night. So
exactly.
like they say, it's hard to go to work in silk shorts or whatever.
Pajamas, yeah. Hard to get up early for a run in silk pajamas, fam.
It's going to be hard. Is he going to be determined? His social media influence will go up. Yeah, Tommy's the first guy to beat Jake Paul. More people are going to know him now from America, all of this. So he's only going to get more popular. So is this going to make him sloppy, or is he going to actually grind? So there's questions there for Tommy, but I would definitely take the rematch, man. That's a light 50, maybe 10, 15 million.
Yeah.
You know, you beat him first time, beat him again, made about 20 million from the fight.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
And then go fight Logan.
Yeah, make another.
Yeah, because Logan's he's an athlete. He's more athletic than his brother. WWE, jumping up and down. He's a good fighter. Fight Logan, beat him. Another 10. KSI might get it. Another 10. Got a young 40 million chilling.
Yeah, go on the YouTube circuit. Might as well.
Yeah, just beat all of them and then retire. Just say, listen, people might say I'm not a great boxer, but I'm hella rich. I'm wealthy, generational wealth. And I got over my senses intact.
Exactly.
I beat up all these YouTube donnies. I'm now super famous. Well, they call him the YouTube killer. Yeah, man. That's what you do, bro. Go to YouTube killer's circuit, beat all of them, and call himself the YouTube killer.
And then retire. Yeah.
And retire real quick.
That's what I would do instead of fighting Beterbiev. I'm good.
Fight for 500k and get your soul snatched. No, it's not worth it.
I'm good.
It's not worth it. Shout out Badu Jack, free time.
Yeah, I caught some of that fight as well. Yeah, Maccabi, that's why that guy is dodgy, man. Like, he has good moments, but I don't know whether it's his chin or his conditioning.
I think it's conditioning because he looked too fleshy.
Yeah, like he's a good fighter, but I don't know if it's mental or physical. He's just not there.
I think it's conditioning. I think it's conditioning because to get dropped in the last round and lose your belt like that.
Yeah.
That's definitely conditioning.
And even before the 12th round, his legs, when he got dropped, as soon as he got dropped, his legs never came back. If Badu Jack put it on him, he could have really stuck him at any time because his legs were gone.
It's conditioning, the heat, because you're in Arabia, that heat is different. You're not really training out there, and then you're fighting someone who's more active. Yeah, it was a decent fight, but yeah, shout out Badu Jack.
Yeah, now cruiserweight champion, former light heavy. Yeah, much respect.
Yeah, he's done well.
Yeah, he don't want it with these UK guys though.
No,
Okoli will finish him.
Yeah, he's what? Badu Jack's what, 39?
Yeah,
he's old.
Yeah, so yeah, might ride into the sunset.
But you know the UK guys will call him out because that easy belt to snatch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, final payday. Why not?
Okoli would won his belt.
Yeah,
called him out, beat him, and then have that name on your record as well. Why not?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's that. Let us know what you thought of the fight. What do you think Fury can improve on? Who do you think he should fight next? The same with Jake Paul.
Let us know, man. But yeah, let us know if you enjoyed the fight or were you disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know your thoughts on the fight. But yeah, that's us. We're out.
Go on.